Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, actually, everyone. Good people, bad people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all ages and from all over the world. Welcome once again to another episode of Mike Nights. We have a really, really special episode today. Thank you for being here. This is going to be really interesting because, well, you have the players, you have met all of them. We've even have a face off among them, and it's been really interesting and it's been really inspiring to know all of their background, all of their stories, and we have today the other part of the equation because in order for a competition to be held, you having athletes is not enough. It's not enough just by having athletes. We need to have a whole technical body. And today I have with me a very special guest. He is from Canada, and he is one of the men that have made this possible in many ways. You're going to meet him right away. Uh, he is one of the Combat Taekwondo referees. He's actually a co-chairman in Combat Taekwondo, and I'm really happy and I'm really glad to have here Mr. and Master Robert Quon from Canada. Master Rob, how are you? Welcome to
I'm
Mike Night.
I'm very good, sir. Thank you very much for the introduction. Very kind words. Yeah, very kind words and very humbling. Thank you.
Master Rob, tell us something about you because I know you. I've been on the road for a long time. But can you tell us something about you because you are well people must know that you are a WT referee and with a really long road. Also, can you please tell us a bit about you?
Yes, well, I reside up here in Canada, central Canada. That is, it's there's snow on the ground right now. I been refereeing with WT for since around 2010, and I've done a lot of opens in South America and Central America and the Patu area, and I got to know see a lot of the fighters. I know there's a lot of talent out there. It's incredible, especially down, like I said, in the South America and so forth. I'm really going to be excited to see what these athletes can showcase with inside the octagon when we move forward to Colombia next month. So
So
it's
in the last few years, I've been following really close the referees, specifically the referees processes and the referees how how they um, how they get to be into the different events, how they get to be into Olympic Games and so on. And I've discovered that, and I've also stated that into an article that I wrote a few months ago. That I when I see when I see all the effort that a referee puts into his job, I can say that nobody loves Taekwondo more than referees. That do you agree with that statement?
well, I would say I agree with it 100%. You have to love it. You have to love the game because you certainly are, putting sacrificing some of your own time away from your family, away from your home, finance, and so forth. All the referees that you just referred to, they're traveling on their own expenses to all these countries. They're putting in their own time for basically the love of the game and to allow it to continue, right? So it's you have to love it and you have to be able to afford it both financially and and just personally in your own time off. So it takes a really a lot of dedication to get to those levels to become an Olympic referee and whatnot. And not everyone's going to get there, of course. I mean, I didn't. I'm not. I wasn't. I never intended to get there. It's a very long and very long and expensive streamline to go to. So a huge commitment,
So
yes.
as we're talking about the love for the sport, for the activity, and the love for refereeing, because you also have to love refereeing. not taekwondo, but the thing that you do, that you perform. How does that love for the sport, for taekwondo, or for the martial arts, and also that love for refereeing, how does that got you here into combat taekwondo? Why did you say yes?
Well, I've known Master Shin for quite some time through my referee involvement, and I trust he's has a very good business sense and he knows what he's doing. I looked at this concept and I believe that it has a very it's going to go big. You know, I believe this is what people want to see in Taekwondo. I started Taekwondo in the 80s somewhere, 1980s somewhere, and it was a lot different then. As you can contest, there was people showed up to class and you hit each other, you fought hard, you sparred hard, and then eventually it kind of disappeared over time, where it became less of a impact sport where it was more on point, electronics and whatnot, kind of taking some of the thrill away. I think everyone wants to see that knockout, that excessive knockout, a little bit of blood, something to make it look realistic, right? So it started losing, I think, some of the audience that maybe we had at the beginning, and I really believe that this concept is going to bring back that audience and bring back the interest that it once had with the older people, like teenagers and adults and so forth, who might have kind of think, oh, that's just for kids, and we're going to go watch jujitsu or something, grappling, something strong like that, something that you see on TV all the time, right? So this is a really eye opening. I watched most of your um, time slots here with the athletes. I got to um, understand who they were and that they come up from, there's champions, there's world champions, there's Olympians in there. There's a good mix of people, and they're going to make a really good show in December 3rd. I think there's going to be no disappointment whatsoever for anybody.
Yes, yes, but well, taekwondo, as uh, nobody can deny that taekwondo is the most popular martial art around the world. But somehow the people who practice MMA and other, let's say, different martial arts, they don't rely on it very much because they think just what you say. They think it's just for kids, or they think it's just for early ages. But during the interviews that we've made here in Mike Nights, we've learned that a lot of athletes are excited because they are going to show, as many of them stated along the shows, they are going to be able to show the world what real taekwondo is, what this martial arts got to give. Do you think this format is going to allow that? Is it really going to allow people to see that the martial art part of taekwondo that's being hidden behind the Olympic sport?
I think 100%. Yeah. Once they see the effectiveness of it, and once they see the other techniques that we don't use or that isn't used in Olympic style sparring, right? The hand techniques and those type of things, they're going to say, "Wow, this is something I want to be involved with." I want to be part of this. It's not just for my little kid anymore. I want to be part of it too, and I want to watch it. I want to, support it going up.
So in order to achieve that, because there's a lot of things that have to be achieved. First is the to keep the sports spirit, to keep, to bring back that martial art part that's been hidden behind the sports, behind the sparring. I would say the sparring sport, because in Pumse you have a lot of techniques that you use, that you cannot use into a Kirugi competition. You have elbow, you have kicks, you have sweeps, all of this in Pumse, which for many people is like the martial art part of taekwondo.
Absolutely, yes. And you know, with Pumse, it's always hard to get people interested in Pumse at the very beginning because they don't understand. It's just like, what am I doing? I'm just moving around, right? Right? But if you can break down and understand the movements and know what you're doing and the application, and actually think, hey, yeah, I'm actually fighting somebody, right? And now you're going to see some of those things in the ring. You're going to see people using these elbow strikes and back fist strikes and everything else that's supported in the Poomsae competitions and the things that we practice. I think it's going to be incredible. It's going to look back at when the military used to, or they still practice, but practice it, and while you see all that, one of my one of the movies I like to watch is The Best of the Best. It's a great movie, right? We all like that one, right? You know, that's Taekwondo, and we see it happen. It's acting, of course, but it's fun, right? This is going to be fun, just like that, I think.
Yes, and also you have to take that into consideration, right? Because the fun part, the entertainment part, is also a very important aspect of this new format. And for that, I understand you have worked really hard because you are one of the men that work really hard on the rules, on the regulations. How hard is it to put all of that we've talked about, the martial art, the martial art aspect, the sport, the the fun part, the entertainment part, all in, how do you manage to bring all that together in order to get this new format? How hard is it, and how, what is the methodology that you use? Because I'm really curious about that.
Well, I think there's a really good team involved in developing this. It's a great team. We've all worked together to fine tune these rules and make it work to what we believe will be good. And of course, there's always room for changes later on as we move forward and get to understand the fights a little bit more and what works and what doesn't work. So I think it was something that we just were able to do together and make it come together quite nicely. Yes. I
So
don't, I don't,
when we were speaking into the athletes, we were saying that uh, a lot of them, and the objective of many of them is to be the point of the arrow for their country, to get involved, to get more involved into this new format, so they can pave the way of the upcoming talents into this combat taekwondo format. Do you feel the same about the referees that are involved right now? About yourself, do you feel that you are like the point of the arrow for some other refs to come in?
of course, yes. Just it's a whole new league. It's just like when you start refereeing, whether it be in your state or province, nationally, and then internationally. It's just another level to move to. I believe that referees will want to be involved 100%. And there's a really good pathway in our system here where referees are being supported. There won't be as much cost involved for them, so that I think there'll be a lot more opportunity, less red tape, let's say. And I think it'll be just a lot of fun for everybody. I think we had a referee seminar last weekend, and there was well over 200 people that participated. So the interest is there. I've been watching the likes and everything that increase on the YouTube and all the social media platforms. As people get exposed to it, yeah, they're going to accept it. They're going to want it. They're going to want to be part of it. I think sponsors are going to want to be part of it. Everyone's going to want to be part of it at some point, and some people might want to even try to copy it. I don't know, but the good thing is that we're here first, and we're going to lead that way and make sure that everyone gets what they deserve. Right, the competitors, the athletes, they want to go home with that title belt to their country and say, hey, I'm the combat taekwondo champion. you know
Yes.
I think I was thinking this over time. I was thinking there's ITF, there's WT, there's global in there. You got these different taekwondo networks, right? We've been always told and taught that that's all there is, right? Why can't there be another one like Combat Taekwondo? It's Taekwondo. It's another league. You're still studying the techniques. There's room for more, right? There's room for
Yes.
more.
So you mentioned the referee seminar of the last weekend. I was very impressed with the number of people that took that got into it, and I was really impressed with the presentation itself. I believe this is going to be also a huge movement for them. So let's talk about this first, the referee aspect, because you are a referee. You have been you're still a referee. I think that. Uh, Being a referee is much like being a black belt. You never stop being one, you know. So you never said, "I used to be a black belt." No, you say, "I am a black belt." So
Yeah.
I believe that being a referee is kind of the same, don't you think? You don't say, "I used to be a referee." No, you said, "I am a referee," because you still are.
Yeah, that is very good advice, and I do agree with that. Yes, refereeing takes a skill, takes a mindset, and it's like you said, it's a very important part of the game. Without the referees, you don't have the game, right? So I would say, yeah, once a referee, once a black belt, you're always that. It's always in your mind, right? You're always watching it, you're always looking at it, and always happy that you did it before in the past, and or it's still in your mind, still part of you. Yes.
That's right. So tell us something about the referees that are going to be on this first night. Of course, there's going to be it's going to be you. There's going to be Marcelo Resende, who is actually today into the Olympic circuit
Yes.
and looking for a place into the Olympic Games. There's also Miss Elba Adams, which is a referee with a lot of experience, and of course, you know, the as many called him, the magician of the events, Mr. Chom Pham. Can you tell us something about that team? Because I believe it's a killer team.
Oh, like I said, it's fabulous, a fabulous team. The experience that Marcelo, Alva has, and Master Fam is it's just incredible. I mean, if this doesn't work out with that team, nothing will work out, right? Nothing's going to work out if it, like that's the super. I can't think of the words I'm trying to use, but the dream team. I'd say it's the dream team for
Dream
sure.
team. So let's get into topic. Talking we're talking today. I want you to tell us something about the rules of it. I mean, we're going to be like going deep into the permitted techniques and illegal techniques later on. But I want you to please talk us about the general rules, like in a general sense, because you know many people believe this is going to be like UFC, which is not. I've seen the rules, and it is not. Many people think that it's going to be just like karate combat, which is not. I've seen the rules, and I know it is not. Can you tell? This is something really, really new. This is something really different to anything that's out there. So, can you tell us something about that?
Well, yes, it's easy to compare to UFC because that's what everyone sees, right? It's been around a long time, and it's what everyone sees. And the octagon is very is like a trademark, right? I mean, even WT went to the octagon, right? So
Yes.
we're but I believe the cage and the octagon that we're using for this main event for the professional league is kind of where the UFC stops, right? Because inside the ring, it's not going to be what you see in UFC. You're not going to have all the grappling and the holding and whatnot on the ground. The ground techniques where people are laying there, not very fun to watch, right? Very effective. I'm not taking that away from the people, right? But not very fun to watch when a couple competitors are laying on the mat for a long period of time. So I think in this event, there's going to be a majority of all stand-up fighting, all stand-up, majority of it, and it's going to be all mostly kicks and taekwondo techniques. So that's the main difference there. The taekwondo kicks, taekwondo techniques, and no ground fighting or very little ground fighting, and we'll explain that maybe in a little bit. Yes, about that.
Okay. Also, I have a graphic in here of the which I think is going to be the future of it. So let me show it to the audience. It's part of the presentation of the weekend. We'll this is going. Let's talk about the different leagues, because this what the future might be leaning into. Different leagues: minor league, major league, professional league. Can you tell us something about these leagues? Like, explain to the audience this, how is this going to work in the future? Because this is because when you have this, you see that there's a vision beyond, and it's not just a one event thing, you know.
Yes, there's a pathway, we'll call it, right? So I mean, the professional league is what we're looking at right now. Those rules are fully developed. That event is happening on December 3rd in Colombia. So that's everything that you're seeing right now. But that's a professional league. Those are title fights. That's for money. Um, that would be probably like the goal that people want to get to. But before that, we have both the major and the minor leagues, and the minor leagues are ages 8 to 17. Okay, of course, modified rules. You got the headgear and stuff like that. And we're still working on that, so we won't get too much on that. But they're going to be held locally, regionally, national tournaments. They might be part of a regular Taekwondo tournament. Maybe they have one court with combat events, fighting, and other events with some other Taekwondo fighting. Who knows, right? Just to get the people in there until the numbers get up. But the good thing about the minors is that in that one, we won't be using a cage. We'll just be using regular Taekwondo mats or foam mats. Okay. And then once you become an adult or over 18, you can move up into the major league, and which creates a whole bunch of different opportunities. There's ranking.
Oh, Master Rob, you there? Well, I believe we've lost the connection. Let me try to get him back. In the meantime, I want to comment on this because this is what the future might look like. We were, as Master Rob was stating, there's this minor league which is going to be held in. Uh, it's going to be held locally. We're going to have local tournaments, national tournaments, regional ones. So this is going to be like a league not exactly for kids, more like for juniors and for people to who wants to fight on the pre major league. So this is going to be just like for testing. Like, it, there's going to be different rules. They are still working on it. There's going to be like the protective gear, which you will not see on the major and professional league. So yes, this is what is going to happen in there. And then we'll have the major league, which is what the it's what President Rick said on the. Let me see. I believe Master Rob is here. Master Rob, you there? Are you there, Master Rob? We're still having trouble with the connection. Okay, so I was saying about the major league. This is what President Rick said at the presentation. This is going to be a league. Oh, there is him,
Sorry.
Master Rob.
Are we back?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, I don't know. I heard you. I saw you talking, but I don't know how much of that you got from me. I got cut off there. Sorry.
Yeah, you were telling the audience about the major league. I was trying to explain that this is kind of what Master Rick said on the presentation event, on the presentation event about for the people to earn their right to fight on the professional league, they'll have to go through this major league first. So I was telling that, but please go on.
Yeah, I don't know where we got cut off, but I was just saying, yeah, once you're in the major league, you would get ranking points, and depending on where you fall into those ranking points, you may be invited into the professional league for for the prize money and whatnot. So that's a very exciting thing. It gives that incentive to, hey, you know what? I guess the professional league would be like the Olympics of sport, world taekwondo, right? So it gives you that.
That's right. So and then comes the professional league, which is what it's going to see in Colombia.
Yes, yeah, and the professional league, like I said, December 3rd in Colombia. That's we have the fighters all selected for that, and I think it's good. Like I said, it's going to be very exciting to watch that, and very good to that we have these other leagues for people to streamline up into the professional league if that's where they want to go. And it's not just for the athletes also, but also for the referees and everyone else who's involved. Right, you can start off in the minor leagues, move up to major, move up to professional leagues. So there's all that for both sides.
Awesome. So let's move into uh, talking about the professional league. Let's move into this competition area. This is a photo, an actual photo, which is what I have in the background. This is an actual photo of the Royal Center there in Colombia, and this is an actual photo of the competition area, right?
Yes, it is. Yes. So as you can see, the octagons in there. It's caged. No surprise there. I believe it's 8 meters in diameter. So that's where it's going to happen on December 3rd. But like I said, in the minor leagues, you would be using regular Taekwondo mats.
Okay, and the I have the doubt. What material is going to be in this specific area on the one that we're going to see on December 3rd?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't understand.
The material of the floor.
You know what? I can't answer that effectively. I have not seen it. All I know is it's a regular like MMA type ring and mat. So I can't honestly answer that.
Okay, well let's move on into this here. So the qualification of the contestant, which I believe is a really we've seen the contestants, we've seen well the selection process for this one was was like an interview, and also the curriculum, which this time spoke for the athletes. But tell us something about the qualification of the athletes. What do you need to become a combat taekwondo athlete?
Well, number one thing is they need to be a black belt. Okay, in Taekwondo, and that can be in any style of Taekwondo. As long as you have that black belt, you can be accepted in. So for the professional league, you have to be 18 years old. You have to be in good health, cleared by the doctor, and so the important thing is, yeah, Taekwondo black belt. So
Okay, 18 years old. Yes, all the regular. So let's talk about the equipment, because even though it is taekwondo, we have the idea on our heads that a taekwondo competition involves like the blue and the red chest gear, of course the helmet, like the pads for the arms, for the legs. Also, also on regular taekwondo we have gloves are that are really more for aesthetics than for punching, because we don't really use face punching. We punch to the
to
chest.
the chest, yes.
So tell us about the equipment that we're going to see, because we're not going to see protective gear into the professional league, right?
No, you are not going to see the same type of gear that you would see at an Olympic style Taekwondo event. No, so this is what separates us a lot right there. Also, um, so anyone that's done Taekwondo for a long time, we talked about this before. when you used to show up into the dojang, people would and spar. You would spar all out with probably very little equipment, right? Because there wasn't as much equipment then. There wasn't much emphasis on those type of products. So at the very best, you had a chest guard, a hogel, or maybe you had nothing. You were sparring with nothing on, right? So in this scenario, the competitors in the ring for the professional league, they will not be wearing any chest protectors. The only protection they will be wearing is a groin protector, a mouth guard, some gloves, proper gloves for hitting, yes. And oh, we have them right there. Okay, so if you can see, all this equipment is supplied by the Combat Taekwondo. So you have the gloves, which are going to be more foam padded type gloves for because people are going to be hitting in the head, and then you got the foot protectors, the groin, the mouth guard, and the chest protector for females. Okay, so in this scenario, all this the mouth guard the athlete will supply, the groin the athlete will supply, and the chest protector the athlete will supply for the females. Okay, so chest guard, and then the Combat Taekwondo will have a a layer on top of that with the combat logo on it. So there'll be no head. There's no headgear. There's no shins. There's no forearms. There's none of that kind of stuff there.
Also, I understand that it's going to be obviously women with the sport bra that we're seeing here, but men they have to be shirtless, right?
Absolutely, yes. Shirtless, much you would see at in a UFC type event, shirtless with trousers, shorts.
The trousers, would it be like could I use like a regular dobok trousers?
No, they're shorts. Sorry,
Shorts. Okay.
shorts.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, that's good. So yeah. So even though it's taekwondo, I cannot get in with my dobok. Like like with my cross dobok. No, it's not. It's not allowed.
No, no, sir. No, none of that would be allowed. You have yeah, very little protection in there. Your protection is the referee.
Okay. So like great responsibility for referees right now. Like well, like it has always been. You know.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So that so okay. Oh, okay.
So let's talk about the duration of the match because I'm you know all everyone who came here I'm talking about the athletes the fighters that came here uh, they say that they have no problem with the 5 minute rounds that obviously they are preparing for that, they are working with that in mind, but for me I think that a 5 minute round is a long round. I mean, it's a long time. It's a long duration fight.
I think many athletes are hoping that it doesn't go 5 minutes. I'm hoping. I think they all have the insight that I'm going to finish my opponent before the 5 minutes are up, and then I can rest. I think that's what they're hoping. But yes, 5 minutes is certainly a long time. We talked about that a little bit earlier prior to coming online about how World Taekwondo used to have 3 minute rounds, and that was a long time. This is definitely going to test the endurance on those competitors. Yes. So it's going to be one 5 minute round. And at the end of that 5 minute round, or somewhere in the duration of that 5 minute round, there will be a winner. There won't be a draw or a tie or anything else. There's going to be a winner of some sort.
Okay, so right now on the regular taekwondo circuit, we've seen para taekwondo athletes. They
Yes.
do a 5 minute round, but they have to break up like every coach has a break up like a break time. Will there
Yeah.
be break times in here?
There is no break time. No, there's going to be no break time. I'll just touch briefly about because it's on here. So in case people have questions, you see down here, and we haven't developed this yet. It won't be in Bogota in December, but the team match. So that's going to be a 10 minute round, but there'll be two people involved. Like you'll have a team member with you, but we won't go a lot into that right now because we won't be having that event immediately.
Okay, yeah, but there's also the future in there, which I believe is going to be really interesting because, as far as I remember, I've never seen a team fight like simultaneous, uh,
No, you.
unless it's Smash Brothers.
Yeah, no, I think that's what makes it stand out a little bit. I mean, we've seen kind of like that team event in wrestling and stuff like that, right? But that's wrestling, that's different. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting to see how that happens up. So very long
Are you
time.
nervous
So
about the 5 minutes, Master Rob? Because also for the referee, it's like you have to be there for the whole 5 minutes.
I have to be honest. I did have thought about that. Yes, I've been going to the gym more regularly also, and working on that endurance and riding the bicycle and stuff like that, and trying to get that up also. So yeah, 5 minutes um, is long for everybody out there, but I won't be the one, or the referees won't be the ones kicking and
Yeah, yeah,
exerting
of
ourselves.
course, but you had you need maybe you need to be like in shape in order to stand into a ring, even though you're a referee.
Well, yes. Even in the 2 minute round, some of those competitors can move around a lot, right, and make you move around a lot. So there is some endurance involved for everybody there. Yes.
Yeah, and finally, I want to talk about the permitted attacking area. You know, we're not getting into techniques today. We're getting deeper into the permitted techniques and the illegal techniques later on. So please don't miss the following shows. But I really would like you to speak about this. Where is the permitting attacking area? How the takedowns are going to work, and also I would like to know, in case, because you just said that many competitors are thinking on not on for the time to don't go off, so they don't last 5 minutes fighting. But in the case that happened, that they do last 5 minutes, uh, how are they going to select the winner? Because that's something I'm really curious about. So let's start with the permitting attacking area.
Okay. So this has some comparisons to regular sport taekwondo. So all the kicking techniques are going to be above the belt, right? So you can only kick above the waistline. Um, and you cannot make contact to the neck. Very dangerous, of course, or the back of the head, or the spine. Okay, deliberate attempts to those things. Nothing. So that's the main thing there. It's very important. The front of face is all okay with any type of hand or kicking techniques, but not the eyes, of course. You can't deliberately go to the eyes or any vital area like that.
Okay, and in case there's a tie, like the match goes for the whole 5 minutes, and there's not a knockdown or a knockout in that time, how is that going to work?
Well, we haven't really talked about, but throughout the duration of the match, you're allowed to put your opponent to the ground. Whether you sweep them to the ground, you throw them to the ground, you're allowed to do that. Um, so if okay, those will be takedowns, but knockdowns. So that's an entirely different thing. If you get a strong blow to the body anywhere and you make that opponent knock down, they're on the ground, then you those are going to be scored higher. Okay, so if you're knocked down 3 times throughout in that 5 minute round, then the match is over and you would have lost.
Okay, are
Not
you going to
falling
count?
down. So there's a difference between not falling down and not and being knocked down. So immediately, as soon as someone is knocked down or they're to the ground, then the referee will begin a count. To not for safety, not a count for safety. It's going to be a count that enables the both competitors to still continue fighting. So the person who's on the ground can defend themselves. They can use their hands and they can use their feet to kick at their opponent, who is either standing or kneeling beside them, and is having the opportunity to continue to strike that person while they're on the ground too. They got 10 seconds. So the referee will be counting from 1 to 10 in 1 second intervals for 10 seconds. At the end of that 10 seconds, if providing no one's tapped out, let's say, the referee will stand both competitors back up and resume the match. So I guess it's important to say that when you're on the ground, you cannot be straddled. You can't not be held down. If you're fighting still, you have to be just kind of standing beside the opponent, the knockdown opponent hitting them, or kneeling beside them. And you can continue as the person that's attacking the grounded opponent. You're not allowed to kick. There's no kicking. You can only use hand techniques and arm
Okay.
techniques and so forth. But you can go to the head, you can go to the body, you can do elbow strikes, you can do all those things. But important to know that while you're doing all these techniques, you cannot hold on to the body. There's absolutely no holding whatsoever involved in this type of Taekwondo, unless you're going to be throwing someone from a standing position to the ground.
Okay, so that's really good information to know. I believe that's the audience is going to find it really really important to know all those things that you are commenting in here. So, Master
And
Rob, well, I believe we've had like a really good talk in here. I appreciate you for being here, and I don't know if there's anything else that you want to talk about, something that we've missed of the rules in general. Like, I don't know.
I just want to briefly, I wasn't really finished with along with the attacking. So you can attack to the area between the knee and the ankle to use with your sweeping or takedowns that way. Okay. So
Okay,
that's the only lower part of the body. Only time you can make attacks to the lower part of the body
you
during
cannot
those
kick.
attempts.
You cannot kick in the legs, right? You cannot kick like in the below the waist, as you said before.
No, you cannot kick like you would in Muay Thai or something like that. No. Uh,
Okay,
and kneeing, you can knee, but you can't hold while you knee.
okay,
You knee somebody. You can't hang on to somebody. Yeah.
okay. That's
But it's
that's
going to be a
really
real test. It's going to be a real test for everybody to remain standing, I think.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is going to be, and I believe it's going to be really exciting to watch. Also, also to see the athlete, the fighters perform this type of format. I believe it's going to be really challenging for everyone, as it is a new format, and but also really really great to see. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, yes, and we didn't even talk about the type of the ways you can win, the types of winning. Of course, you can win by knockout, where the person's right knocked out, done. Technical knockout, withdraw. The opponent tapped out. So there's those ways of winning the competition, and then there's of course the judges' decisions if it goes that far too, right? And the judges
Yes.
have a. I'm sorry.
Can you explain us how is that decision going to work?
The decisions of, well, first we'll go on how many times they've been knocked down, right?
Okay.
Say how many times they've been knocked down, uh, the type of how more points for kicking techniques, right? And then hand techniques, and so it can be a progressive thing. And then if we determine that everything's kind of all equal, then the judges will determine who they thought was more aggressive during the match, right? Who was being the more aggressive person, not just chasing someone around, but doing the more attacking, more controlling the fight, right? Who led
Okay.
who led that fight? Yeah. So there's always going to be a winner.
How many judges are that there going to be in the ring? I mean, the central one, and how many are out there?
There'll be three judges.
Three judges.
Yeah,
Okay.
three judges judging. So there'll never be a tie. The referee does not have a say in any of that.
Okay, so the referee is just taking care of the ones that are inside, but he has no saying on the decision.
No, just no saying on the scoring. Yes,
Okay, well, yeah, yeah, on the score because on the decision, of course, he has a say. If he sees someone like balancing around and with the eye with the watch lost in the in the ceiling, well, he has to stop the fight, right?
of course. Yes, you have to. If that person's knocked out, they're knocked out, right?
That's right. Well, Master Rob, thank you very much for being in here with us. I wouldn't like to let you go without letting you give a message to the people, to the Taekwondo people that are looking at us, that are expecting this event, and also for the fighters, and why not also for the ones that would like to be a referee, a combat taekwondo referee on the future.
You know what? I would say just remember like and share all the social media posts on here. Keep tabs of the YouTube channel and see when the events come up. They're going to be happening regularly. The refereeing and education will be happening regularly, and don't hesitate to become involved because you don't want to be that person that 10 years from now is like, oh, I should have done this, right? Always.
Well, Master Rob, it's been truly a pleasure to have you here. I really enjoyed this chat. I learned a lot also about this, about the rules, about this format. Thank you very much for being here. So I guess I'll see you in Colombia.
Most certainly, yes. Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much, Master Rob. Thank you very much for being here. So uh, see you around.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have a good day, sir. So there you have him, Mr. Robert Quon. He talked about us. He talked to us about the rules and the regulation, the general rules. What you can, how is it going to be there inside the ring? How the ways that you can fight, the ways that you that the regulations that you need to follow. So there's that, and please don't miss the further episodes because we're going to have one on November 4 with Master Marcelo Resende from Brazil. He's going to tell us all about permitted techniques. And also on November 6th, we'll have again Master Marcelo Resende to talk about illegal techniques. It's going to be really interesting, and I believe it's going to be really enlightening. So please don't miss it. And thank you very much for all the people that was here following this emission. Also, thank you very much for all the people that will watch it later on in any of the social media of Combat Taekwondo. Thank you very much. My name is Chava Perez, and that is our show. Let's we'll see you on November 4 with the legal techniques, and then again on November 6. Don't miss it. See you around.